Welcome to day 5. So on day 5, to take care of business, we have to list our work and then we have to work the list. So that's what the tracker does for you. It's listing the work for you already. And if you notice today, it's underlined here because we're going to try to make sure we complete activity 5 and 6 today. So activity 5 doesn't really need a print yet, but we'll use it here in a minute. But we use our answer. We got the total square feet of the roof on the last activity. So today you'll carry that answer over to question number 1. You'll write the answer there, okay? Now when we're looking at a roof, there's several different types of roof materials that you can put on. There's a lot to select from. The most common is the asphalt composition shingle. I've roofed many houses with asphalt composition shingles, and they even come in a variety of styles as well. And they are pretty heavy, and if you've ever carried them up on a ladder, it's a good workout for you. They're about 80 pounds a piece, and carrying them up on a ladder is a lot of work. The very first roof that I ever completed was what we call, the size of it is 33 square. So to get an idea of how big that roof is, well, it's kind of got faded here, but a square is 10 foot, an area 10 foot by 10 foot. So that would be 100 square foot, right? But we call this 100 square foot 1 square. So if I was to have roofed a house, and plus I had to rip the shingles off before I put the shingles back on, which is a lot of work, do that with a shovel, and a lot of trips to the dumpster. But basically 33 times 100 would be the total square foot of the roof I did. And matter of fact, I did it one summer, and then the very next summer a hail came again, ruined the roof, and I got to do it all over again. But that's how you make money in the world, right? And that's how you get some experience. So when you hear 1 square, what's the roofing like? It's 1 square. Well, with asphalt shingles, they come in the bundles I talked about. These bundles have the shingles in them for asphalts, and there's typically 3 of these asphalt shingles per square. So you knew how many of these I had to carry up. So on that house that were 80 pounds a piece, I had to carry, well, 3 of those for every, I said it was 33 square, I think, for that house. So I had to carry 99 bundles that are about 80 pounds a piece on that roof, and then nail them all in place correctly. So that's some calculations there for you just on the side. But what we're going to look at next is we got to find the labor and materials costs for the roofing. So before we do that, you took this number, you divide it by 100 to determine the number of squares like we just talked about. And now to find the labor for the roofing, this is again under labor and materials. So the materials of roofing plus the labor, you take the number of squares and you multiply it by 135. Now some of these estimates in here, I don't know how accurate they are, up to date. So this is just a guide and more of an example of showing you how to do it. But I remember way back in the day it was about half that rate because cost of living was a little cheaper. So when you get that completed and you find your answer, remember you have your calculator there to at this lab to help you out with it, but it should allow you to get the answer that you need for roof estimation. Now the only thing that we have left out in this, and it's just not in the book, but I just wanted to tell you, is before you go put shingles on, you have to cover all of these studs with plywood. So that's a whole different labor cost that this program is really not including, but I just want to let you know that that's what has to go on before we put the roofing material on. So hope that helps you out with activity 5, and Again, there's two things that's due today. That's also activity 6. So I'll post another video for that.